So currently I have one very serious AK build here, originally E&L, but many parts are changed. For example, gearbox is totally different, retro arms and so on. But today what I want to show you is one big issue that these outer barrels have, and that is that they are too wide for this. And here's what happens. Hopefully you hear it, but basically there's some wobbliness. And this inner barrel in particular is a longer one, so as you can see here the hop-up is exactly where it should be, but this one sticks out quite a lot. This is a 550mm barrel from Prometheus, and I use that because I'm very happy with the accuracy that it provides, and the way I hide it is with this simple suppressor. So let me show you exactly how it looks and what I want to fix. So there we have it with the suppressor on, and the barrel is, here I'm holding it where it should be. And as you can see, first of all, it doesn't look good, right? Because this silencer suppressor specifically has threads on both sides, so it looks very ugly. And the other thing is that it's not, as you can see, it sticks to one side. So to fix this not being centered part, there's something that I made on my 3D printer. Let me show you. Here's one of the things that I made. So this one is simply just a stud. So it's a 14mm thread on the outside, and the inside there's a hole which is, let me measure it, see exactly. So that's an 8.85mm wide in diameter. So that's just enough for the inner barrel to fit here without any wobble, right? So the idea is that you thread the stud on the suppressor on the end, and then you simply stick the, the inner barrel here, and it will look flush and very nice. So here it is. Originally it was pink, but I just sprayed it a little bit black on the one of the sides, which is going to be visible, just so it's not pink, right? But anyways, this is 3D modeled in Fusion 360. What you do with this, you take this thing how it is right now, and you just put it here and you screw it in place. So let me show you how it looks. So now here's how it looks with this small piece that I added. I think it looks flush, very well looking. I shaved some of the plastic on the side so that it looks like it's meant to be that way. And yeah, very happy. But there's one problem that this creates, and that is that this suppressor, it's not very high quality, so it's a little bit it's not straightforward. There's a little bit of dent for some reason, and because of the wobble that I showed you earlier, this makes now the inner barrel look down a little bit, point down a little bit, and that's not good because now this messes up with my aim. And to fix that, I created something else. Here it is. It's this cone shape. So on the top side, on the shorter side, as you can see, there's as little as 1mm of thickness, and progressively as it goes down, it expands to around 12-13mm. So what the idea of this is, again, we're going to stick the inner barrel here, and it's going to be very flash. There's not going to be any wobble because it's exactly the size of the outer diameter of the inner barrel. And then we're gonna stick this into the outer barrel of the AK. And that way, this will ensure that this will be perfectly centered, and then secondly, it will not move at all. So if you need the STL files to print that, ping me and I'll share them with you. Oops. You stick it that way, and as you can see, it's very tight. There's no wobbliness here. And basically, and haven't done that, I'm just going to do that in a second. I'm going to make the outer barrel here slightly thicker, so that this can get inside. And when this gets inside, because it's very it's holding very firm to the inner barrel, it will make sure it's locked in place. There's not going to be any more of this, right? Because this is going to be in place. So usually on these E&L AKs, you have this piece here that bolts to the 14mm thread. So you can maybe I'll share my project, of course, but it may not work for you because it may stick out, right? But you can always make it smaller so that it works for you. But generally, that's the idea here. Stick something that will make it very, static. And the way I'm going to increase the hole here is with this. Give me 1 second. With this. So I'm going to remove the inner barrel, and I'm going to stick this and rotate it just a tiny bit, just so it creates a small cutout that I can then stick my pink cone. I don't know exactly what should be this. Is it flange or whatever? But yeah, stabilizer. But yeah, that's the general idea. I'm gonna go cut this. I'm gonna come back with the results. Right, here's the cutout that I made. So let's now test it. Let's push the inner barrel. Now let's add this. As you can see, it fits perfectly, and there is no flex basically. So that works wonders. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add some tape around here so that this doesn't move out, and it will ensure that this will be in place always. And now when I go to add the suppressor here, this will have some trouble getting in, of course, because it's of course a little bit twisted, but in the end it will fit, and this will ensure that the inner barrel stays straight. So yeah, let's assemble it and let's test to see if I'm correct. Here's the final look now with the weapon fully assembled. Here's how it sits. I think that's pretty much perfect. It looks like it basically came from the factory. The barrel is now perfectly centered, so there shouldn't be any more misalignments here. It should be pretty accurate. And yeah, hopefully this was helpful if you're running with longer inner barrel, or you had the wobbly barrel issue. Here's the solution for you. Hopefully it's helpful, and see you next time.